like 10 minutes, really. It's like putting an elephant in a cage. Wow. So let me start by greeting everyone. My name is Luthando, and for the sake of this argument, let me start by saying I stay in Delft, and that's where I'm currently located. I think something just stirred in me when that question was asked over there, and I'll try not to jump to it, but it's really a very important question. But let me start by saying, when we reflect on the city of Cape Town, I like to take what the former President Thabo Mbeki used to say when he talked about the tale of two cities. When we talk about Cape Town, we generally like talking about looking at the city as a whole, as a unit. But the truth of the matter is that the city is very schizophrenic, or it has a split personality. And if we cannot understand that, then we will miss the whole point about reimagining the city. And so for me, part of the core of the problem is not in the solutions we try and provide, but it's in understanding the depth of the structure of the city. And so when we don't dig deep enough into the structure of the city, we will fix the topping, yet the foundations will continue to crumble. And so when we talk about understanding the place and space of township communities, we have to acknowledge that the township was never supposed to be, as Dr. Vuyani Velam would say. And living in the township is like a bad aftertaste after drinking the bitter wine of apartheid. That's how it feels to a person who lives there. Now, if I think it's Seximda, I think it's Seximda who said that reflecting on township communities, the ways we live are the ways we die. So as much as people try to live in townships, but there's only one way that expresses their life in the township. And so, okay, I'm supposed to move this. So if you look at this map, I think this map was drawn by one of the local city planners. And it reflects the brown shades as the density of the city, and in terms of how many people are there per square kilometer. And you can see for yourself how that part, largely Cape Flats and so forth, moving there, that's where the most people are, condensed in that part. The rest, of course, you know. But I want to talk a bit more about the place first of the township, the geographical location of the township. Because when you arrive, say from the Eastern Cape into Cape Town, it's unlikely that you will arrive in Rondebosch. You already are placed in a specific place. The geography of the city locates the black skin in a particular place, to be direct. And so in that sense, it already categorizes you and groups you within a certain grouping of people. This I call, being categorized by the city. And then there is being confined, because it's not just about the place you find yourself in, It's also about the situation in which you find yourself in. Now, the city, as much as if you are a black poor person coming into the city of Cape Town, as much as hardworking as you are, or educated as you are, and so forth, but you've already been grouped and you've already been classified. Now, in rethinking the city, and here lies my most fundamental problem. In rethinking the city, we cannot just think about building RDP houses or better housing in the township without interrogating why the township is there to begin with. We cannot just beautify the township, because part of the problem as that question arises is that development is what breeds inclusivity, or the inclusive mindset. And when you're talking about inclusive, you are then talking about that there are people who are already on the inside. And so we're making the circle bigger so that those on the outside can come in. So if that happens without interrogating how those who are on the inside got there, why they are there, why is everybody else not inside already, then we have a problem. Because that for me is the core of what is wrong with Cape Town. When 1994 came and the ANC built RDP houses, it never interrogated why those RDP houses must not be located in Rondebosch, but must be in the Cape Flats. And so now we moved along with development. But justice does something different. Instead of building inclusiveness, justice brings disruption. It brings disruption to those who are on the inside, trying to say, no, let's make the circle bigger because we're nice people. What the city needs is a fundamental disruption on its core.
Yes.
It cannot be that we're just trying to bring an inclusive city. Because the placement of black people and the space, you won't believe that housing in Delft, even now being built, the physical structure, most of those houses are not even more than 40 square kilometers a house. Yeah, you are that. Some of them you can't even move a double bed inside. And we talk about an inclusive. What inclusive? We need disruption. If I was in church, I would say amen. Amen. So it's very important for us to understand that justice is what brings disruption, not development. Development tries to make things just better. Okay. And so part of the problem was that when the 1994 project came in, RDP, Reconstruction and Development Program came in, it never questioned the geographical location of what needed to happen. It just answered the housing problem. And so sometimes the urgency of housing overwhelms the agency of home. What people are looking for in the city is home, not housing. And sometimes people have this misunderstanding of thinking black people can't do things for themselves. The problem with black people and land, it's not the house on the land, it's the land itself.
Yes.
Give me the land and I can develop it myself. So when you reflect on township houses, the 40 M2 blocks of house are standing on property that is less than 100 MQ. Confinement. So if you give me a house that I can't even extend myself, then what are you giving me? And you know black people, we have huge families. Where am I going to keep my grandmother? So we try and push the urgency of housing. But people are looking for home. That's why most people in the township just come because it's a place I can land and work and then go back and build home in the Eastern Cape. Because there is no sense of home in the city. Shacks are there for temporary housing. But my true home is in the Eastern Cape. It's not that people who come in don't want to find home here. They do. But they've already been classified, categorized, and confined. And you can see the psychology of confinement. Because many of them actually don't have ambitions. The only way you can have an ambition be is to hope that one day you will move out of the township.
Sure.
There is no black educated person whose ambition is to remain in the township. Okay, my time is up. That's why I said this is just 10 minutes and I'm just warming up.